And today's story that we're going to read is called Idea City, and it's by Renata Hopkins. And I can tell just by looking quickly through these pages that I think this is an article, which would also mean that it's nonfiction, it's based on real life, and it's full of information. So let's make a start. I'm just going to look at some of the clues before I start reading, just to help me work out what this story might be about. So I recognize this image up in the top here as a map, and it looks like to me a map of the South Island. And I just want you to have a think about if you can work out where that star is. What city is that star on? If you thought it was Christchurch, well done, it is. It's a star on the city of Christchurch. Looking at the pictures, we've got some children and some gardening, some buildings. I know this place here. I've been here. This is the Container Mall in Christchurch. So that's shops that have been made out of shipping containers. We've got some artwork. And then I'm just going to go through and read the subheadings. So that's these bold pieces of writing here, and sometimes they can help us just get an idea of where the story might be going as well, even before we start reading. So this one is gap filler. Doesn't give me too many clues. Inventive buildings, greening spaces, taking care of each other, and street art. Interesting. I wonder what this text could be about. Okay, I'm going to read you just this introduction here, and then I'll give you some time to read the next page about gap fillers. Imagine a city with cardboard buildings, walls covered with leaping foxes and other colourful pictures, a washing machine that plays music, and its own superhero. It's not as crazy as it sounds. Christchurch has all of these things and more. After the Christchurch earthquakes, lots of people that people loved were suddenly gone. Pools, sports centres, and movie theatres closed. Many of these are now open again, but others have gone forever. Luckily, Christchurch is full of people with great ideas about how to bring the city back to life. Here are some of the things they've thought up. Gap filler. Can you pause the video now and have a chance to read through this page on your own? And when you've read through the page, you can press play again and we'll read it together. When you go to the movies, you sit in a comfortable seat, right? Well, after the earthquakes, some Christchurch people watched movies while riding bicycles. The bikes were hooked up to a battery which powered the projector and the sound system. This was one idea from a group of people who called themselves Gap Filler. They are volunteers who use ideas from the community to build exciting new projects. The group has made a mini golf course, as well as a book exchange and a fridge. They also made a dance-o-mat, a public dance floor that anyone in the city can enjoy. In one corner, there is a washing machine. Lift the lid and you'll find a cord to plug into a smartphone or MP3 player. Put $2 in the machine and it's party time. Another gap filler project is the Sound Garden. This is a collection of unusual instruments on a street corner. Instead of drum kits or guitars, you can play on old fire extinguishers, road signs, plastic tubes and concrete pipes. People can join in with the diggers and cranes to make a new type of orchestra. Inventive buildings. If you'd like to go somewhere quieter, you can visit the Cardboard Cathedral. This amazing building has a roof made from cardboard tubes, a bit like the tubes inside a roll of tinfoil, only enormous. The walls of the cathedral are made from containers, those big metal boxes used to transport things on ships and trains. In Christchurch, containers are used in many ways. They prop up buildings and protect roads from slips and falling rocks. They have also been used to build a whole shopping mall. At the Restart Mall, the containers have been painted bright colours. They look a bit like plastic building blocks, but inside they have carpets, lights, and wall coverings, just like real shops. Greening spaces. This is another section I'd like you to have a read of your own, so just pause the video now, read through this page, and we'll join back together. Christchurch is known as the Garden City. Since the earthquakes, gardens and flowers have been used to brighten up the streets. In 2011, sculptor Andrew Drummond invited school children to help with a project called Greening Spaces. They planted colourful flowers where buildings have been knocked down. Many of the children had never planted flowers before. They learned how a garden could turn an empty place into something beautiful. Taking care of each other. You've heard of Batman, but what about Flatman? He's Christchurch's own superhero. Flatman also has a sidekick called Quake Kid. They deliver food parcels to people who need extra help. They also cheer people up by surprising them with treats. Flatman's catchphrase is, "Be a bruv, share the love." Sharing the love is a good message. The earthquakes have made life hard for a lot of people. Because of this, a group called the All Right Team has made special posters for Christchurch. The posters remind people to take care of themselves and each other. These posters say things like, "It's all right to feel a little bit blue now and then." And, "When did you last share kai with the whānau?" Children can make their own posters with the lists of things that make them happy. The All Right Team has done a lot of things to cheer people up. They've given free sandwiches to road workers. They've picked people up from bus stops in a limousine. They even got the Christchurch Symphony Orchestra to play at a supermarket. Flatman would definitely be pleased. Our next section is about street art. So can you read this one on your own? You can pause the video and continue together when you're ready. Christchurch's main art gallery has been closed since the earthquakes, so the people from the gallery have set up exhibitions in other spaces, and street art is appearing all over town. You might turn a corner and see a huge face looking down at you. On another wall, you'll find strange creatures, or perhaps you'll see the head of a giant moa. Most of the art is temporary. It's always changing and always surprising, a bit like Christchurch. Buildings and roads are part of a city, but the heart of a city is its people and their ideas. The buildings and roads of Christchurch are slowly being rebuilt. The people of Christchurch are helping to rebuild the heart of their city too, one good idea at a time. So that's the end of our story. I've now got 3 follow-up questions for you. So question number 1 is about the movies. And so if we go back to the start of our story here in our gap filler group, my question is, why did people watch movies on bicycles? How would that make people feel? Question number 2 is also about the gap fillers. Why do you think the group called themselves gap fillers? And my third question for you is about superheroes. So this is down here in the section about taking care of each other in Flatman. So when talking about superheroes, what is a catchphrase? What is the catchphrase in this story? And what does it mean?